All right, so my last section here is on citation managers. I'm going to talk about one in particular. There are a couple of different choices on the library's website. I'm going to talk about Zotero, which is my personal favorite. So you can download Zotero from the internet. You can also get a link to it from the library's webpage. But if you go to www.zotero.org, you can download the application for Mac or PC. When you download it, you get an example. Sorry. When you download it, you get the desktop application. This is an example of what that desktop application looks like. So in the middle here, there are journal articles, books. You can add in all sorts of things. So web pages, blog posts, laws, etc., etc. There are a lot of different citations that you can put in here. But this is what I was talking about when I was in OneSearch and PsycInfo. When you click export, it will feed those citations into Zotero for you. So these are journal articles that I pulled from the library's website. If you highlight one of them, you get more information over here. So that gives you more information on things like the abstract, that kind of stuff. And then on the left-hand side, you have folders and groups. So the folders, if you wanted to organize the citations that you have by topic or maybe by class, you can do that over here. Groups is also where you can share with other people. So if you're doing a group project and you want to share citations back and forth, you can create a group and share citations with other people. When you download it, you also get a plugin in Microsoft Word. It is also compatible with Google Docs, and Google Docs is already set up with Zotero in it. But when you download it from the internet, you get a Zotero plugin in your Microsoft Word if you are a Word user. That looks like this Zotero little tab over here. So then you're typing your paper, you say, type, today is Wednesday, I want to cite Smith 2020. So if you click this Add Edit Citation button, it will pull up your Zotero for you. So you have to have stuff in Zotero in order for this to work. But once you have stuff in there, you can click that. It will say, which citation would you like? You type in Smith. It'll pull up all the citations that match that. You find the one that you want, you say Insert. That will then put an in-text citation into your document for you. So that'll say, parentheses, Smith 2020. And then you keep typing your paper, add in more in-text citations as you need them. Once you're done, you can click the Add Edit Bibliography button. That will then create a bibliography from the in-text citations that you have put in your paper as you've been going. You can also choose the citation style that you would like. APA, I believe, is the default, but there are plenty of other citation styles in there if you need other styles. So, a couple of specifics. You can export citations from the library, like I mentioned. Organize your citations however you would like. When you download Zotero from the internet, you also get their web bookmarklet, which essentially means that it's a little icon that gets put into your web browser of your choice. So this will pull web pages from the internet and put them into Zotero for you. So if you want to cite a CDC report or a blog post, for example, and you're on that web page, instead of writing down all the citation information, you click the web bookmarklet, and Zotero will try to scrape all the data that it can get, all the citation data that it can get from that website and put it into a Zotero citation for you so that you can use it later. So when you download it, you get that extension in Word. It also works with LibreOffice and Google Docs. It's already in Google Docs. You don't need to do anything. So when you go into Google Docs, there's already a Zotero tab. You may or may not have noticed that if you're a Google Docs user. And lastly, you can share your Zotero citations with whomever you would like. You can't share PDFs necessarily because of copyright, but if you lock your group down, say you create a private group, typically you can share PDFs back and forth that way. Otherwise, you can share the citations with each other, so that can be super handy. A disclaimer, please read all of your citations and your bibliographies before you hand things in. You should still absolutely have an understanding of what APA should look like, just in case there are errors. in the citations that Zotero creates. You want to be able to catch those and correct those. When there are errors, it's typically something like, a capital letter is lowercase, etc. So definitely read through things before you hand things in, so you can catch any mistakes. Learning more, we do a bunch of workshops on these throughout the semester. We do them on Zotero. There's another citation manager called Mendeley that is well used as well. And lastly, EndNote. Zotero and Mendeley are both free. EndNote costs money, so I don't spend a whole lot of time on that, but we do workshops on all of them. There's also a citation manager subject guide that I will show you in just a minute. So, if you go to the library's homepage and then go to Guides, Citation Managers. So there's a note here. We used to use RefWorks, we no longer do. And here are the 3 citation managers that we recommend with a little comparison table. And if you click on Zotero here, there's more information about how to download it, how to get it started. Finding full text, you can automate that process. And then there are some videos on how to get started. If you wanted to find a workshop, go back to the home page, click on Workshops and Tutorials, Library Workshops. And then here is the workshop schedule. More things will be added throughout the semester, so things come and they go. This is a current schedule, so wanted to do Mendeley, for example, you could register here. You can also just show up for a workshop. You don't need to register ahead of time. Also, if there's a topic here that you would like to learn more about, but the time doesn't work for you, please feel free to send me an email and we can get something set up. I'm happy to talk to people over the phone as well or set up a WebEx. So, one last thing on how to reach me. If you click on Assistance and then click on Research Consultation, make an appointment. So my email is right there. You can also click on Social Work here, and that will bring up a schedule. So you can click on a date. Here's an example, but more times become available, obviously, the further out you go. If a time does not work for you, or if there's something that doesn't look like it's available and you need a particular day, please feel free to send me an email. Again, it's possible that I might be able to move something around or that the schedule isn't pulling correctly. So please send me an email if something looks like it might not work, you're not totally sure, you have a question. I like things big and small. So with that, contact information. This is my contact information. You can also contact the reference desk with questions. There's their phone number as well as their email address. They are here on nights and weekends as well. So if you need a question answered and it is, Saturday afternoon, the reference desk is a great place to go. Lastly, the IT help desk. So if for some reason you are not able to access our materials from off campus, which you absolutely should be able to do, oftentimes that is an IT problem with a UMID and not necessarily something the library can help you with. So I like to list the IT contact information here as well, just in case you have some technical difficulties. They are the place to go. All right. Thank you very much.